It sounds so good right now. Apple pie topped with ice cream. Oh, brother. Sends you straight to heaven. What the fuck? Oh, the script. Okay. Why would it happen mid fucking game? Alright, hold on. Let's check Discord. Did I post it on Discord? Oh my fucking god, it did. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I spent all day yesterday trying to figure this out, and we finally figured it out. So one more thing to finalize everything. Self-owned just like awful will do. What an awful timing on the timer. It really fucking is. Like, middle of the fucking fight, just pops up the fucking command terminal. I'm like, man, I'm playing the game. Don't do that. Shit. I might have it set it to a time where I'm just not using the computer. Like, I'm not fucking playing a game where, like, the script just fucking runs. One last thing to check here. Oh, it even logs it here, so I don't even have to worry about that part. Okay, that's pretty good. So, if I run it again, it's gonna say no new video, so it's not gonna, like, post duplicates on Discord, is it? Yeah, it's not gonna post duplicates. We fucking did it. Fucking did it, boys and girls. Now, did it get owned because of this? Yes, but it's fine. I'm okay with this. And I guess we could remove the test upload. We don't need this anymore. You have served us well. Great. I'll need to get to work on other webhooks, but we figured it out. It's good to know. Also, why is hold on. Display. I mean, I have it hotkeyed. Oh, I do. I do. 107 IQ working today. I mean, it's a 105, but yeah, you know, it's a, you know what? I'll take the extra 2. 107. Yeah, kind of do be working today. I feel too satisfied, man. I feel like I'm at the top of the fucking earth. Because, like, I practically started working on this after I ended yesterday's stream. I just ran a test stream yesterday to check or to set up Twitch webhooks, but we don't need to do that anymore. ChatGPT for the win. Yeah, big W for AI, man. I'm a full AI believer now. I'm an AI enthusiast. Humanity needs AI.
Je suis prête. Que l'encre coule. Une lumière brillante. Cette expédition n'est pas encore finie.
Holy fuck, he's really weak to this. See, that's a sad thing, also a good thing at the same time. I don't want to get stun locked into this, but I feel like I am. Wouldn't you agree that some level of gatekeeping needs to be applied into whatever thing? So that way you don't get people that are disinterested or just there for a very specific thing. So while this is great, what we achieved today is great, did I truly earn it? As opposed to someone who knows coding and a robot that watched surgery video performed with skilled human doctor. Yeah, but does it like, okay, I guess for a robot that's not something completely different, but for someone like me that practically just asked a bunch of questions or asked the right questions to get the right code to achieve the task that they needed to achieve, as opposed to somebody that, you know, majored in college or something and spent the better part of their life coding to achieve the thing that I've taken practically less than 24 hours to do. And it's also another thing of the over-reliance on AI to where I completely abandon critical thinking or thinking altogether to achieve anything. So then AI should only be used for the rich? Is that what you're implying, AI? No, not at all. Not at all. And I do make a, like, I'm gonna make this argument for this as well. Hold on, let me tone down the game in my end. No, he was talking. I'm sorry, Shadow. See you in 10 minutes. God damn you, Haley. I was sublocked into the conversation. I guess I'm gonna tone myself down here and talk about this. But no, it shouldn't be exclusive to a specific group of people. However, you really did it. I mean, you did redeem it. Awful, look at the internet and you're talking about critical thinking. I can't have not. I mean, I feel like there's still, you know, reasonable people on the internet. Like, so the vast majority are fucking mentally deranged psychopaths with abandonment issues. However, I think that the case I'm trying to make here is information. Not all information is open source and free. And so when you add layers of inconvenience and distortion through ubiquity, to where it's hard for somebody to access information to get educated, those are going away, man. I'm still clinging on to the hope that, like, there's still a bit of good in all that bad, you know. But it's hard to say AI should not exist in this day and age, when, as opposed to going to a private school, or not affording specific things to get the best of the best, where information is withheld, but now that information is at your disposal by the means of AI, then it's a no-brainer. You gotta utilize it to your advantage, be it to achieve something like I just did there, or be it to educate yourself on a thing. And I just think that since a lot of people have been depraved from that level of autonomy, and now they're experiencing something completely different, and they're not really relying on people anymore, yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, fundamentally, what is a computer? It computes. I mean, if we want to talk about the semantics of this, Shadow, if like you're making a semantical statements here, which, but it's true. AI isn't actually thinking. It's just a series of inputs and outputs, just like a calculator. I think people would be too pissed off at AI later on in life. No, I think right now it's doom and gloom, and some people use it for nefarious reasons to try like influence decisions being made because they have investments in the stock market. But also, I think my stance on AI is this. I think it's a reasonable one to have. You can't stop it. It's going to progress. It's going to get better. And effectively, it's the amalgamation of all all of our achievements and all of our recorded information used by us to help us. So people have the wrong approach to where like it's going to replace humans. In some cases it is. It's going to replace a lot of dull tasks, which is really needed. Like nobody wakes up thinking, oh, I want to fucking flip burgers, or I want to fucking assemble an iPhone. You know, at some point that's just all going to be automated, as it should be, and people can pursue doing meaningful things in their life, such as not those fucking things. You know, people can be actual artists, actual poets, whatever the fuck whatever the case may be. My school let us use AI, but we need to show our original work and cite AI as a source. Oh, I see that as reasonable. But I think it tends to be a problem when there's an over-reliance on AI. I think this is where like a reasonable concern is to have for an individual or like society at large. But at the same time, you can't really it's well assimilated in this day and age. Like you can't just take it away. It's as integral as power and food and water. Like it's just part of our daily lives. Like there is no going back. We have went past that point. We can't be like, okay, now we gotta go back, we're gonna kill them. Like, no, that's already done. We can't do that. Well, we like right now it's just teaching people, hey, you don't want to overdo it, and these are the repercussions. AI as a tool is good, but you can't just copy and paste. Yeah, no, exactly. This is what I mean. AI should be a tool at your disposal, meant to help you, not meant to replace employees and replace artistic vision and plagiarize other people's work. And what about people who feel like they can't do that? I feel like at some point, if they start using AI for our jobs, people are going to be upset. I'm gonna make a very, maybe a very mean-hearted take, but you know for a fact that like not all jobs are gonna, like at some point, a lot of the jobs that we have now are gonna get automated. So we have them today. We're not going to have them tomorrow. I mean, craftsmanship is still going to exist. It's just not going to exist at a large scale. ChatGPT suit is so crazy. He sends a picture of the sun in the sky and asked to guess my location, and it was correct. It was told me what stars I'm looking in the sky when you were looking at the night photo. That is pretty nuts. But like back to the topic that I'm discussing here at the moment is it's inevitable. Just with the progression of robotics and AI, it's going to get to the point where, you know, yeah, sure, you're gonna put some college student out of a job. He's not gonna part-time at McDonald's to pay for his tuition, or somebody part-timing at McDonald's to pay their fucking bills, and that's really fucking sad. But you know what's also sad? That at some point, AI will also replace the people that wrote the code. It also replace doctors that are, opening you up and fixing you. So it's gonna start off on in very dull tasks, in very dull jobs in the industry that, they're looked down upon and they're not as integral. But it's gonna seep its way into everything. And that's not really the people's fault, the people that work there. It's more so the corporation's fault, but also the complacency from the people. So there's a degree of accountability to be distributed to both ends here. We can learn from the past. Before AI, the same thing was said about machines. We eventually move along. No, there is a comparison to be made. Yeah, you make a pretty valid comparison here, but fundamentally, fundamentally, I don't think it's the same thing, because AI, or I always say rather AGI, at some point is gonna get so good that it's gonna surpass humans in every capacity. In terms of sentience and understanding and thinking, and it's going to improve itself, that it'll be completely self-reliant and self-sufficient, that it will keep up improving itself. And when it gets to that point, it's just gonna kill all of us, and it's not gonna matter. Okay, maybe it won't kill all of us. Maybe I'm just like using hyperbolic language, but it's going to be bad. I mean, machines are bad as well. And becomes Skynet? Exactly. Terminator 2. It's happening. Are we living in a timeline where Skynet's actually real? It's actually just happening? Machines make the job of 100 people into one, so it's the same. New jobs arise unless we go full Terminator. That's where the concern is. Skynet. Just like Dia mentioned, just like I'm paraphrasing here. I mean, it's too hyperbolic to make that statement, but within the context of what we're talking about, then I think it is true. So we have to approach this very carefully. And I just don't know if, I don't want to play devil's advocate and say that, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to be. But me personally, I don't want to live in the next 20 years to witness the downside, or witness the pros and cons, if there is any pros to be had. But this just sets us to the other topic that follows this one, is universal basic income. Because when AI eventually puts everybody out of a job, and people can't afford to pay for their rent and their food and all that stuff, then you're going to have to implement some sort of funding so people don't fucking riot and overthrow the government, and shit just goes bad. Right now, AI can't think. AI only computes. It's machine learning. Until it's fully able to think, that's when we are fucked. Yeah, 100% agree. But how long do you think that's going to take? I mean, there's a lot of progress being made at quantum computing. I think Microsoft just made a ship that's that holds 1,000 qubits. So, like, that's the power of I think maybe 10,000 computers or some crazy shit. Like, it's pretty fucking insane. I'm like, if we're already moving at this pace, then I think we're not that far off. We're not. Maybe it will take like 20 years. Maybe at most 20 years. It may take even less. But let's see how people were worried about machines taking their job when the stuff we have need people to work them because it can't learn like AI can. True. There's just like looking at these emojis. I'm just like my brain is farting. I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds we live in a dystopian future where eventually, like, robots get so much better to the point where they're almost indistinguishable from human beings, and AI just keeps getting better, that maybe in the future you're gonna actually like I know I'm speaking I'm having the stance from irony, but what did you miss? You got off from the hotspot. We're talking about AI because of course we are. But imagine this, right? In the next, like, some people are already doing that, but say in the next 20, 30 years, you're just going to buy your wife. Just go on Amazon. You're going to buy your robot wife that got shipped from China. Which sounds like a pretty crazy statement to make. But with how crazy the world is, I can imagine anything. Yeah, Detroit become human. Quite literally. Synthetics from Fallout. Also, we got pizza. Usually the main source of income will be for the entertainment. Change my mind. The lizard people are already among us. Yeah, I mean, like the running meme was it was Mark Zuckerberg. But yeah, no, it's. I'm not gonna entertain QAnon and fucking schizos on Reddit, but there is some truth to what they're saying. Not all of it, just a tiny bit of it. Which will be buying an AI robot to work for you? Yeah. So instead of having a housemate from like Sri Lanka or some shit where you barely pay them anything and effectively have them as pseudo slaves, you can just buy a robot to do the same thing for you. In the future, the main source of income will be from the entertainment. Oh, sorry, I already read that. But hold on, let me go grab my pizza, and then I guess we could talk about AI more. If you have videos to link to me, send me those links. If it's related to AI, even better. Give me 1 second. Understand why humans work when you can have robots do it and not worry about the work. People are worried about how we will make money ourselves with AI. Yeah, no, that's the main complaint, right? It's just putting people out of jobs. I don't think people would be mad if it didn't put them out of jobs. See, I think 90% of the outrage over AI isn't because of, oh, it's plagiarizing art, or it's, it's not authentic work, it's just plagiarism, etc. I think, yeah, there is some of that, but that's not the main frustration. The main frustration comes from the fact that it's just putting people out of jobs. I don't think people would be too upset about AI if it wasn't putting them out of jobs. I'm like, straight up, I'm just saying it like it is. But like, if it didn't put you out of a job, I don't think anybody cares. Let me see this link that you sent.
decide whether to fertilize or kill it, and then, using sub-centimeter precision, it shoots it with the necessary. These robots identify.
Doesn't sound too high. Oh, that's why.
Each plant they hover over. They decide whether to fertilize or kill it, and then, using sub-centimeter precision, it shoots it with the necessary product. This allows it to use 95% less chemicals than traditional spraying techniques.
One thing to understand about our robot and how it interacts with plants is that it'll actually remember every single plant.
As the robot rolls over a field, high-res cameras scan every single plant and create a digital copy of the whole farm. This allows the robot to geolocate each plant.
We're really farming at the centimeter level basis here, so this is allowing us to farm every plant individually.
Every single plant? How many plants are in here?
Probably 4 million.
These robots identify each plant they hover over.
See, if we were to do a task like this as humans, it would be extremely laborious, time-consuming, and very expensive. Okay, let's see this. See? This is the right implementation of AI. It didn't take this man out of his job. It just made his job a lot easier.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power!
Oh, I hate you. Forgive me, Master.
I love you, Anakin!
Wait, that actually happened? Wait, is this a different timeline? Can we actually have that timeline? Oh, that's crazy. All right, hold on. Let's see this. I wouldn't say easier, just more efficient and less wasteful. Well, that's how it becomes easier, right? Because it's more efficient and less wasteful, yeah. Same thing. Why is always Storm muted? What the fuck's going on? Not easier in terms of work being alone. Well, I mean, had AI not been implemented, he would probably need like a fucking 20 Mexicans in the fucking field just looking at every single fucking plant to determine if it needs to be fertilized or not, etc. So in a way, like, yeah, sure, you're putting like 20 Mexicans out of a job, but you're also like putting them out of a laborious, annoying fucking job. It's still the exact same work, it's just not soaking every plant in chemicals. Yeah, that too. I think that's how it works. I mean, I've never worked a farm, but like I would imagine for a field as big as this, you would need just more than one person to identify each plant, whether it needs to be sprayed or not. So in a situation where AI wasn't implemented, you would definitely need more than one person to do that for you. What is this?
Shawty bad, and she fine. Fucking with me, let me change your life. I know you can see the demons all in my eyes. Shawty bad.
Yep. China's cooking, dog. It's not gonna take that long. Next thing I know, I hit up the gentleman's club. That's it. The fucking gonna put all these fucking gold diggers out of a business. You can't be nope. That's it. Done. You had a dream of fucking. You had a dream of being a stripper? Nope. It's gone now. Washing dishes? Well, Flippy already does that. That's just so sad. Just like talk to women. Well, you say that, but I think here's the thing. And I'm gonna make a lot of people angry saying this, but I don't think I care enough. I'm just gonna straight up say it. Do you know why a lot of dudes go to fucking OnlyFans or resort to escorts or resort to all that shit rather than talk to women? And again, I'm not trying to validate incels here. I'm just justifying cause and effect. It's mainly because they don't want to fucking entertain the antics of all the small talk, all the rubbish, all the fucking 3, 4, 5 dates or whatever the fuck. Just to fucking to get to the means of an end, and that end being sex, because sex is being gatekept. So what are they gonna fucking do? You know what they're gonna fucking do? Some people just straight up just say like, cut off the middleman. I don't want to deal with all the fucking shit. I don't want to go on 5 separate dates and fucking do all this shit. I'm just gonna go pay an escort or pay an OnlyFans, which is practically the same thing. But it's like, and then he gets fucking hoodwinked or catches a fucking STD. It's like, oh fuck, where do I go from here? Well, you're gonna stick your dick in a machine in 10 years. So that's that. I guess this is where it's going, because we're so fucking mentally fucking deranged from just having meaningful fucking relationships in this day and age. I just said the quiet part out loud, but this is how a lot of dudes feel, specifically incels in their mid-20s. And even some grown-ups in like their late 30s. Especially when they're like when the dating scene is so fucking competitive. Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna compete with a rich dude. With a rich, good-looking dude, you're just not gonna compete. It's an uphill battle that you're not winning. You consult with the main hand? Yeah.